And you're watching the ABC 10 News at 5. I'm Madison Wade.
And I'm Mike Duffy. Chris Thomas is off tonight. Our top story again is weather and the heavy snow and cold temperatures still affecting most of Northern California.
Yeah, we are getting a bit of a break in the weather. This is a live look now at downtown Sacramento, where we actually saw some sunshine today.
And up in the mountains, chain controls were dropped on Interstate 80 as snowplows were able to catch up on clearing snow off the roadways.
And despite the break in the weather, 5 counties are under a local disaster declaration because of the storms. Those are Nevada, Calaveras, El Dorado, Placer, and Amador. The declaration is a formal request to Governor Gavin Newsom for state and federal assistance. And just moments ago, Governor Newsom proclaimed a state of emergency in several counties. Meanwhile, the clear day allowed PG&E to make some progress on restoring power. There are still about 50,000 customers without power, most of those in Nevada County.
Now, some PG&E customers have received notifications that it could take until January 10th to get the power back on. ABC 10's Becca Habiger spent the day in Alta Sierra, and she joins us now live. So, Becca, what's the latest?
Well, you know, this community of Alta Sierra in Nevada County is among the hardest hit in this most recent winter storm. As you can see, there are down power lines here, and this is not unique. I should say this is a de-energized line. We are safe here, but we are seeing scenes like this all throughout the area of Alta Sierra today, and we spoke with PG&E about why it's taking so long to get the lights back on. PG&E says hundreds of their workers are in the field trying to get power restored as soon as possible, though PG&E's outage map says for many customers across the Sierra, that isn't expected to happen until next week, if not later.
Some of our equipment is in more remote areas with difficult terrain, so we're having trouble getting access to our equipment to make those assessments and make those repairs. In the Sierra division, we've found 664 instances of damage to our equipment. So that's broken transformers, broken poles, wires down, and that's just what we can see.
This is the worst snowstorm that this area's had in 10 years, and probably the most damaging snowstorm that this community has had in the last 30 years.
CAL FIRE Captain Matthew Paulus says some people here in the Alta Sierra community are still stuck in their homes, unable to dig out because plows haven't had access to the roads thanks to dangers like this.
There have been folks that the generators have failed or that their propane tanks have run critically low or dry altogether, so there is no source of power or heat for those folks.
CAL FIRE is working with PG&E and Nevada County crews to cut fallen trees and make the roads passable. Crews are also helping in smaller ways, stopping to dig a path for this couple who couldn't quite make it up their steep driveway.
Yeah, it's pretty overwhelming.
Michelle Langhorst is without power.
I have a wood stove and I have hot water, so that's pretty much how I've been living.
Many of these responders are working long shifts while their own power is out at home. They include Nevada County road maintenance worker Kelly Moyer.
I haven't been home in 5 days. I've been sleeping at the county yard just because I can't get home. We got like about 5.5 feet at my house.
There's a lot of gratitude for the workers who are helping to clear these roads today. Meanwhile, PG&E's outage map, the latest update, I just refreshed it during the story. It says there is not yet an estimated time of restoration for the power of the people here in Alta Sierra. So there could be a long stretch of no power ahead for folks here.
Absolutely, Becca. Those crews hard at work tonight. Becca Habiger live for us in the Sierra. Thanks.
And now let's check in with ABC 10's John Bartel, who's in Camino in El Dorado County, where people there spent the day digging out. Have they made any progress, John?
No. You know, the sun's been out all day, guys, here, but the snow, it's still here, and it is piling up. Places, just running out of places to put this stuff, especially in places like Pollock Pines, where it's a big retirement community out there. And those folks, really, they are just buried and trapped inside their home. Take a listen. Dig out if you can. That's the #1 task everyone in Pollock Pines is attempting to do right now.
I had a tree crush one of our cars, and just trying to shovel out the snow we haven't seen ever.
Over at Whispering Pines, shoveling is slow going for Dennis Owens. With his car out of commission, he's working to get his neighbor's car out so they can get to the pharmacy.
Her medicine's over there, and she hasn't had it for a couple of days, and she's really sick, and she needs to get it as soon as possible.
Retirees and the elderly make up a majority of the population in Pollock Pines. And heavy snow falling from trees is making snow removal a never-ending task. In Cherie Butterfield's case, the heavy snow caused a tree to fall on her house.
In 5 different places, we have limbs in our house.
The loud rumbles of generators can be heard all over Pollock Pines. Many have been without power for days now. Cherie's neighbor, Jeannie, wishes that she had a generator. She just had to move her food out of the refrigerator to keep it from spoiling.
Every time I call PG&E, they say, well, we have somebody out there working on it. It should be soon. And then my sister called me and said the news says it's not going to be on until the 10th.
With miles of public and private roads that still need to be cleared of snow, it's unclear when all the power will be restored. Generators have been flying off the shelves.
So we blew through a bunch of generators yesterday.
The supply chain is limited in this mountain community, and as more people dig out of their homes, they'll be looking to stock up on food, fuel, and other necessities.
I don't have any power, no water. I've been melting snow for water. A lot of the city folks are coming up here, buying everything up.
Now, because ABC 10 stands for you, we reached out to El Dorado County here to see what they were doing. We asked for an on-camera interview. They couldn't make it happen today, but they did send me an email saying that they have been helping PG&E get to some of these hard-to-reach places, plow some of that snow out of the way to get to those lines up. So they have been working with them. They've also had the Sheriff's Department out doing welfare checks as needed, and they'll continue to do that out here. Back to you.
But there's just so much snow. All right, John, thank you.
Now, we've heard from many of you who have called, texted, emailed us about how frustrated you are with getting help. We reached out repeatedly to the California Office of Emergency Services to find out what solutions exist. They would not go on camera today, but they did refer us to this video from yesterday warning people to stay home.
If you don't need to go anywhere, please stay home. If you do need to be out, make sure that you're cautious and you have provisions in your vehicle, you dress warmly in case you get stuck.
Well, maybe this is the silver lining of it all. The Department of Water Resources conducted the first snow survey of the season today. The statewide snowpack is 160% of average for this time of year, with snow depth more than 78 inches. But more importantly, the snow water content of 20 inches is 202% of average to date. But California is still in a drought. Officials hope January and February will bring more precipitation to make up for the past 2 years of dry winters. Tracy Humphrey is tracking it all. Tracy, are we happy? Are we sad? What's going on?
No, whenever it snows, I am happy. And I even have more snow in the forecast as we move into next week. So just bring it on. Keep it coming. Now, I know there's some people out there and they're definitely not in the best situation. So we definitely hope they get the emergency services that they need. But statewide, we also do need still more rain and more snow. Let's just spread it out a little bit, right? I don't want it all coming in 2 days. Take a look at this. This is Donner Summit. People still trying to get up there, and this is what they have to contend with, bumper to bumper. So pack your patience. Make sure you know what you got going on before you hit the roadways. And this is 50 at Myers. So, you know, looking a little better there in that, is that a turnabout, a roundabout? A jug handle? I guess it depends on where you live, right? 53 in Sacramento was the afternoon high, 50 in Auburn, 45 degrees in Placerville, 35 coming in for South Lake Tahoe, and here's a look at what we have right now. Not so much going on. Forecast for tonight is going to be relatively quiet with overnight lows in the 30s. Coming up, I know you got plans New Year's Eve. Well, make sure you bundle up. It's going to be cold. We'll take a look at some of those temperatures coming up.
All right, Tracy, thank you. And the search resumed today for missing skier Rory Angeletta. More than 60 people met today on this very first clear day since the search began on Christmas night. Well, the CHP are taking a look now at some video from Placer Sheriff. You can see the helicopter in the air. Now they're using a special device to scan portions of the mountain. Angeletta was last seen at the North Star Ski Resort in Truckee.
Well, authorities are advising people on how to stay safe when warming their homes during these conditions. There have already been a few reported cases of carbon monoxide poisoning in Placer County. CAL FIRE explains the danger.
Power generators that aren't normally hooked up to the grid, that are backfeeding the grid, are a real danger, and alternate heat sources that create carbon monoxide in your home are a real danger, in addition to all the common things you would think about. Driving, trees falling on your head, out for a walk, just real dangerous right now.
CAL FIRE also urges people to just get out of the area if it is safe to do so. They say going someplace safe where there's power and heat is ideal, like a friend or family member's home.